A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. As North Carolina grapples with the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, voters are gearing up for an important election season. The early voting period kicks off on October 17th, allowing citizens to cast their ballots early and avoid the long lines typically seen on Election Day. This year, the stakes are particularly high, with the state being a key battleground in the upcoming presidential elections. Despite the devastation caused by Hurricane Helene, which resulted in significant loss of life and property, state election officials are determined to ensure that every eligible voter has the opportunity to participate in the democratic process. Karen Brinson-Bell, the executive director of the North Carolina State Board of Elections, expressed optimism during a recent press conference, stating, "The people of Western North Carolina will vote." The hurricane, categorized as a Category 4 storm, wreaked havoc when it made landfall in Florida on September 26th, leading to historic flooding throughout the Southeast. In North Carolina alone, at least 230 lives were lost, and many communities were left unrecognizable. In response to the disaster, 25 counties have been designated as disaster areas, and election officials are implementing measures to facilitate voting in these regions. Originally, 80 early voting sites were set to open, but the storm's impact has reduced that number to 76. Nevertheless, officials are committed to having at least one early voting site operational in every county. This is crucial for the over 1.2 million registered voters in the affected areas, many of whom may face challenges in accessing traditional polling places due to damaged infrastructure. In addition to modifying early voting schedules, the state has introduced new rules to support voters in disaster-stricken areas. Outreach teams will be deployed to disaster shelters to assist residents in casting their ballots, and absentee voting rules have been adjusted to accommodate those unable to return ballots by mail. With many post offices still closed due to storm damage, voters can now pick up absentee ballots at local election offices and return them to any county election office or early voting site. This flexibility aims to ensure that all voices are heard despite the ongoing recovery efforts. Early in-person voting has gained popularity among North Carolina voters, with a significant percentage opting for this method in previous elections. In 2020, 65% of voters chose early in-person voting, and officials anticipate similar trends this year. As the early voting period unfolds, the political landscape in North Carolina remains competitive. Polls indicate that former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris are neck and neck in the state, with Trump holding a narrow lead of 0.4%. Both candidates have made recent visits to North Carolina, addressing the challenges faced by residents in the aftermath of the hurricane. Trump's comments regarding the federal response to the disaster have sparked controversy, as he has made claims about the impact of undocumented immigrants on emergency aid. In contrast, Harris has focused on the importance of unity and support during difficult times, emphasizing the need to rise above political grievances. As recovery efforts continue, election officials remain hopeful that the early voting plans will proceed smoothly. The 25 counties impacted by Hurricane Helene are critical to the election outcome, with a significant number of registered Republican voters in the region. In the 2020 election, President Biden won several key counties, including Buncombe and Watauga, where early voting schedules are being adjusted to accommodate residents. In Buncombe County, the Board of Elections has approved new times and locations for early voting, and officials are urging the community to spread the word about the changes. Watauga County has also expanded its early voting hours, ensuring that residents have ample opportunity to participate in the electoral process. As North Carolina heads into this crucial election season, the resilience of its citizens shines through. Despite the challenges posed by Hurricane Helene, the commitment to uphold democracy and ensure that every vote counts remains steadfast. With early voting now underway, North Carolinians are taking their place in the democratic process, demonstrating their determination to have their voices heard in the upcoming election. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.